Hi, and welcome to this review. My name is Laura from Shamanic Self, and I came across this one quite recently, and I think it's really the perfect example of like everything that's wrong right now still with people following pseudo spirituality and new age teachings. And this is something that seems to have just blown up quite recently. So it's not even that this person has a lot of followers, at least not yet. I'm sure if we check in with her in a year from now or a few months from now, miraculously her account's going to have blown up. But actually, her account is still relatively small. It's just that this video in particular blew up and was recommended by the algorithm. So right now, it's at like 150,000. So if we go to her channel right here, she has quite a few of these. But if we go to her oldest ones, there's like almost no views right here. And this is also how they're just being really pushed by the algorithms, being pushed by all these bots in the algorithms to blow up. So there's like a huge mix of random topics that don't even fit together. And then when you go to her most popular ones, the last few over the last month or so have blown up miraculously, like out of thin air, and they all have to do with, oh, major warnings, this is about to happen and everything. And what it reminded me of very strongly is, if you go to my channel, I had a video on Ismail Perez, and this is how you look things up. So you type it in here in the search box. But it was the same with Ismail Perez, which was around 2 years ago, where he was legit predicting, oh, we're going to jump from 3D to 5D, and now we're going to be in 5D already. So according to him, for the past 1 or 2 years, the entire world is already in 5D, just to give you, yet another viewpoint on how these people are getting away with all these lies. And so with her, she's predicting some channeled message here for April. And I briefly glanced at the comments right here. And what I saw is it's amazing how many of us are feeling exhausted, headaches, aching, etc. When I read that, I was like, yeah, because it's just similar to the Schumann resonance, which is yet another part of the tech that the matrix controllers use, or just, whatever technology they have. We're never going to know. As regular people, we're never going to 100% know what exactly they're using. And it's almost not even really relevant for you to know all of these details. But what is relevant to know is that they're using this technology that's getting a whole bunch of magnesium and selenium and all these things out of your body, like all these crucial components that we need. And so what you should do when you feel all of these things is you should actually really stock up on a lot of these things and add them to your diet. So it's just part of yet another radiation technology that they're using. What I also found surprising is when I go to her Instagram, her Instagram has barely any followers compared to what she has on other platforms, by the way. And that's also how they're being pushed, right? Right here, she's posting this here. Oh, a year ago on the eclipse, on the actual eclipse. So I had a video on the April eclipse, and I'll link it. It should pop up in this just videos. But basically, I was saying how it's yet another part of their fabricated eclipses. First of all, we have 2 to 3 different suns where we are right now. So which sun did you really stare in? Like which sun and which moon were really, involved in this eclipse? No one can answer that. None of these new ages can really answer this. And then second of all, I don't even think we're really seeing the real sun at all anymore. What we're seeing is these artificial ones that they've created. So it's all just another hoax, right? And she's perpetrating it, or she's completely unaware that this is even going on. And so, of course, these are the type of videos that are being pushed because this is really a battle for your soul. As I already said, it's a battle for your energy. Your energy is a currency. The more of the currency that they can grab, the better. So we're going to dive into this and see how far we make it. Luckily, it's a shorter video.
I'm an evidential medium and a channel, and I'm getting ready to channel messages for the month of April. So I normally...
Yeah, I mean, right from the start, she's already saying, okay, channeler. Channeler just means you're in touch with entities, meaning random astral entities, random AI. And another thing is the use of AI seems to be pretty predominant in her videos. So she's clearly reading from a screen, as we'll see further in. And also this entire title, whenever you see this symbol right here, or any type of this here used anywhere, they're using ChatGPT for that, because these are the emojis that are really being pushed by ChatGPT, similar to that check mark, the green check mark. When you see that in Facebook ads or Instagram ads, and it's like this huge text with those checkbooks, it's all created by ChatGPT. really easy to spot nowadays too, and they're already like 2 years in after ChatGPT rolled out. And so she's using AI for her title to blow up. She's most likely having AI bots pushing her video views too. And there's nothing good or bad about it. I'm just saying these are my observations, just seeing how AI is rolling out in our reality. And so, it's just so surprising to me how many New Agers are actually really embracing AI, embracing all these ChatGPT tools, and they're not realizing that these are really going to every single one's job. Lawyers' jobs, nurse jobs are being replaced by AI right now. Do you not realize that that is the world you're building up by that, right? But they don't. They only have this very short-minded view, and this is the one that they see. It's like, oh, now I can have this here for a title. I can sell parts of my soul to be part of this ChatGPT cult and clan. And, this is, for me, I've never, ever dealt with ChatGPT ever. I refuse to ever even have an account or whatever ChatGPT. It will never ever be mentioned on anything that I ever create, because I absolutely do not believe in this and all these other AI tools that are rolling out. Like I said, they're replacing jobs, right? Like entire copywriting jobs are being erased over these past 2 years. So back to this message though.
Would channel all of the important messages and then just share it with you, except for as I started to do that today, I was actually guided to speak directly from the channel to you. So please understand that what I'm about to share is unfiltered and that I will be simply following.
It's always the same. I was guided to speak to you, these random entities. Oh, my higher self guided. I'm so special. You're not special. You can't do any of this. I'm the only one who has access to this. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I think it was like in 2022, all these New Agers were claiming, oh, I'm able to channel source, and you're not. I'm special. This is like a similar arrogance that I see already.
Following energy to deliver to you a message that will be part of an awakening and part of an energetic activation that will be happening to you in the month of April.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty New Age terms. Awakening, activation, DNA activation, right? There's also something like to use like 5D, 3D to 5D. I just can't get over her ChatGPT created title now that it's like really in my face up here. The thing is this, every month, we already saw it was Ismael Perez like a few years ago. Every single month there's something. We just left March behind, which supposedly had like, the eclipses and Mercury retrogrades, and that month was intense, and now this one's supposed to be. So it's like every month there's something. When you follow these people, every single month there's going to be something, is the point that I'm trying to make. So you're just going to go from one month to the next, and there's always going to be something they're going to rope you in with.
So the first thing that I want to share with you is that this is a month of radical change. And while there might not be an extroverted event that anticipates significant transformation with a collective consciousness, it could be building towards that. Very specifically, what I'm being shown right now is this connection to Europe and the fear of war.
When you have Fios home internet from Verizon,
don't you hate when those ads show up? I hate when they show up. Okay.
So one of the specific.
So back to this here. It looks like she's reading from her screen. This is how I know she's like embracing AI. First of all, she looks like AI too, but basically she's reading from her screen. You know those things they use for the screens now, where they basically just, you plop it on your phone and it's like, oh, you're reading, kind of what the TV broadcasters used to do, but now everyone has access to it because now they want to really usher us into all these AI apps and everything. It seems like she's using that. She's not channeling. Usually when they channel, they're very proud of it. They close their eyes and they're like, oh, now I channeled the Arcturians, or channeled whoever it is that they want to channel. But no, with her, it just looks like she's really reading the flowing text on her screen. And then, okay, so the war with Europe, that's the mainstream's talking about that. So you're not really saying anything of significance that hasn't been talked about yet in the news. Like they've been announcing this for the past year already. So there's nothing new here that she's announcing.
Things that I'm hearing for the month of April is that there will not be specific attacks that will trigger any incident. So that is good news, except for I'm also being shown that there are hidden timelines and people with hidden agendas. But isn't this always been the way of the world? Isn't this always been the way of political leaders? Hold on.
Yeah, okay, so nothing mind-blowing here. Nothing to really grant 150,000. Can you just believe this? If this is really true, which I don't think it's true. I think it's a whole bunch of AI bot views that YouTube just puts on these videos so that real people, real souls like me kind of grab it up. And I'm like, oh, great. Now we're being deceived by this energetic currency right here. So yeah.
Hold on, there's more coming through. Just wait one moment. You are right.
Now her screen that she's reading the messages of stopped, and she had to. That's how I interpret it.
Now, in the midst of recalibrating the essence of who you are, if many of you have felt over the last several months that you have been slowly breaking down, then let it be known that you are indeed going through that process. Many of you are being brought to your knees, humbled and broken.
You saw that pause. It's like when the screen pauses, she has to pause because the words have to like go back up. So this sounds similar to, what was her name? Barbara Machinek, right? Like she always used to have messages like this too. There's nothing new under the sky here that this person is doing, right? Like I'm just so surprised. Let's just go back. I'm always so surprised to actually see comments. Like this has over 1,000 comments below this actual garbage, like this is really, it's I don't want to say it's scary that so many people still follow it, but it's just outright crazy that people are still wasting their time with this. I do not understand. I just don't understand. I don't have the patience for this anymore either.
From old thought patterns that will not serve you moving forward into the world in which we are slowly going to be emerging in. Fear is actually...
So, in short, 5D? Is that what you're saying? Is that like the same Ismael Perez is saying? So they're all saying the same thing. They've been preaching this for the past 10, 15 years already. Nothing has changed. On the contrary, things are even getting worse, right? Recession, inflation, wars. Oh, it's just 5D. Oh, all right.
Not the factor for you in this month. This is a month of benefits. This is a month of you speaking your truth, refusing to hide.
Whenever she does that, I just keep seeing her eyes on the screen somehow. It's like it's glued to the screen. What's the next word that's going to come out?
And being more honest about what it is that you would like to do with your life than perhaps you ever have been. Hold on.
First time. So we're 2 minutes in this 12-minute long video. And it's the first time she's closing her eyes and seeking for advice here.
Many people are dismayed and many people are disheartened over a lot of the political changes that are being broadcast. I also want to share with you that there's a lot of illusion around what is actually happening to the collective conscious. So it's important for you, and part of this healing process, for you to actually step into your truth and to cocoon yourself if necessary, and to not actually be triggered by social media messages.
Yeah, it's interesting that she mentions cocoon. I'm going to have another video on it, but I have one on Lisa Renee, and I've actually done sessions with people who had Lisa Renee healings or whatever when she was still giving healings. And every single time there's a cocoon that needs to be removed, and I call that the New Age cocoon. It's also with other healers that really messed with people's energies. Got to take a timestamp here. But basically, it's interesting that she mentions cocoon because that's basically what the New Age does. It cocoons your energy in.
Or even by mainstream news in the next 30 days. Those people who are ultra sensitive to energy, please understand that you might be experiencing deep fatigue, headaches, toenail issues. That's random. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all the technology. Go to the video that I have on the EMF radiation and how it puts voices in your head. And that's been out since ages, for at least 20, 30 years. So the tonal ones is just the EMF technology. So she's basically just having these voices in her head that, you call it whatever party you want to call this. You want to call it the deep, and then the state are putting these in her heads. Like, sure, go, like whatever you even want to call these people, like very controlled entities that are part of all these groups that want to run this place we're in. So yeah, this is all they're doing. So they're channeling all this stuff. They're having all these voices in their head from them, or they're reading from screens, from AI screens, and these are the messages that are gaining traction right now. Mind blowing.
Sorry, let me keep going. I wasn't expecting that. Let me keep going. Hold on.
It's just the ignorance. It's just mind blowing.
It's very interesting. Carpal tunnel. Oh, from people being overly active in like groups, whether it's like Reddit, Facebook, TikTok comments, Instagram, all social media. Some people might be who are very ultra sensitive, very triggered to express their truth.
So basically, keyboard warriors that are trolling others. Okay.
Be mindful that your words will have an impact on those people, no matter if it's a few people, a handful of people, or if you're speaking to hundreds of thousands of people. There is a voice that's going to emerge from you that feels new. That is part of this new identity that you're shifting into. That is part of this energetic activation that's being brought into healing you from your past and breaking you open into something new.
So basically, she's calling in entities into people so that these entities can claim they're like, oh, this is your intuition or your higher self or whatever. Yeah, so this is what it sounds like to me. So basically, when you have an entity in you that's supposed to speak on your behalf, this is what she's normalizing.
Many of you need to continue to focus on shedding the past, shedding the hardship, the heartache, the fear. Too many individuals that are connected to this actual message that I'm sending to you right now are disrupted and caught in depression and anxiety when this is actually not the path. When you actually step into the path that is aligned for you, the highest alignment for you, you will feel the dissipation of those elements. You'll suddenly feel healthier than you've ever felt. You will suddenly have clarity, and that clarity is being provided by your highest source, which you could say God or whoever it is that you feel guides you and your soul.
Yeah, I can't help but look. I mean, if you look at, this is another video. If you look at one of her videos right here, look out to the popular one again. Like in this one, she looks a bit deranged. She, like, if she's really doing what she's supposed to be doing, she looks mentally out there, like unkempt hair. She just doesn't look healthy, right? Like in this one, she has makeup on, so it kind of hides a lot of things, but is this what you want to look like? I mean, just a rhetoric question, because I already know my answer. I don't want to look like someone who just escaped an asylum, right? But that's basically what it looks like in this one. Like, it's a bit out there. It's a bit cuckoo.
Highest self.
It's
There you go, the higher self. Gotta put this on silent.
Hold on really quick. So behold the inner warrior that is coming forth. Behold the inner quest that you are embarking on. You are here to heal, not just your own fragment.
It's so bad. I don't understand how people are still buying this. I also don't want to give her ad revenue, but the ads are right in between, so.
Lives, parallel realities, but you are simply making a difference in the people around you. How does it feel knowing that you are a change maker? How does it feel knowing that other people are watching you? How does it feel to know that you are being heard?
Sounds like Cryon. I don't know if you guys still remember Cryon, but he used to talk the same way. So she's like a mix between all these older channelers who aren't even necessarily around, although some of them are around. They're just not on YouTube anymore.
It is with that wise wisdom that you can rise up against oppression and make this world a better place. It is through your prayers, your intention, the way that you communicate, that you will be able to shift timelines this month for humanity, because this month and the next month, this next 60 days, the next 30 days are absolutely critical for avoiding a war that will cost Earth and humanity more than it's preparing to pay.
Wow, mind-blowing. So she wants to avert a war, or like what exactly is her method? Because she's not saying how you can avoid a war. She's just saying, you just got to do this, do nothing. That's basically that's her entire advice. Do nothing to avoid this war. Do nothing.
The costs are great for our ecological system. We can see much decay and destruction and ignorance. Hold on. They are aspects that will be repaired in the future, but for now, it's important for us to focus on sustainable ways to support our households, ourself, as well as the collective. I'm also being shown that recycling programs are not effective, that we should actually go back to using materials that are sustainable. So very simply, for those people who might be connected to manufacturing, I'm being shown items like glass as being important.
Okay. So this is something that's being taught to you in a very simple sustainable lesson. If you just go, you can even do this online. Yeah, it's very clear that, this entire plastic recycling, all of that, it's just following another agenda. She mentioned glass and this one, whatever. She's not really saying anything mind-blowingly new. But it's interesting how she just pushes all these different things in the same message. Like, I find that a bit amusing. Amusing is the right word.
In fact, there's even a quick brief message here for those individuals to consider making your own home cleaners and purchasing bulk items that can be put into glass containers.
Okay. That's what people have been doing for the past 5 years, right? Like since 2020, where people had a lot of time on their hands. Like, am I missing something? Hasn't this been a movement already for at least half a decade or longer?
Healthier for you, healthier for your family. So take time to audit your house and look at what chemicals are being used within your kitchen, your bathroom, and the overall home. I see that some of you ultra sensitive souls are very sensitive to chemicals, and a lot of
It's crazy. 150,000 views on this. I just cannot. If someone can explain this to me, I cannot.
of the actual chemicals in cleaning products are not actually listed. So that's
and also they're hormone disruptors. Did you know that? That's also been something that's been proven for at least 10 years. But no, that's a bit too much for you.
Homework, I think, for everybody. Spring cleaning is a wonderful time for us to also clean out toxic household cleaners that don't serve our overall energetic soul, but our physical bodies as well. And in terms
Yeah, and it also looks like she doesn't believe in anything she says. I do want to say that too. It's putting that out there. It's kind of like they're putting these messages out there. They're reading them from their screen or script, whatever they're getting, even if it's an auditory script by AI, by government officials that they're getting. It's like you don't really believe in what I'm pretty sure the way she lives, just looking at how she glanced into the fake eclipse with her glasses there. I mean, I'm sure her makeup still has hormone disruptors and chemicals in it, right? Like, she doesn't actually look for natural makeup. But I could be wrong in this case. So anyhow.
In terms of looking at physical health for the month of April, I want you to understand that it is now the moment in which you are meant to rebuild your health. So for those people that have been feeling health challenges, for those people that have left living a healthy lifestyle, this is an activation that will be coming in for you and encouraging you to take action.
It's an activation. It's an activation. It's not a lifestyle change. It's not like a conscious lifestyle change you are making because you're a conscious being and you have a soul and you're able to create reality. No, this is like an activation that you need to receive, right? So there's nothing conscious here about you actually creating what you want or you being able to influence all of this. For her, it's always passive. Oh, it's an activation that you're under right now.
Of April, I see a lot of people walking. I see a lot of people healing, and that would be done through Pilates, yoga, and even light weights.
That's also been around for like 20, 30 years.
Hold on. So many breakthroughs for the month of April, many breakthroughs happening indeed. As far as finances go for career and for finances.
Yes, let's get into the gist of this.
I'm hearing to monitor money wisely and understand that careers are also going through this death and rebirth. Many people healing, and that would months, which will lead to a lot of impact in the marketplace. But please understand that as those changes occur, there will be fluctuation, fear, but ultimately you will.
So she put this out 4 days ago. That's exactly when the stock market started crashing, just saying that too. So she kind of already knows that this happened, right? It's nothing new. And in addition to that, yeah, of course, all these things are, because people like you are using AI, all these things, all the jobs are being replaced by AI. It's because of people like you using your ChatGPT right here in the title, and who knows what else you're using. You know, you're very clearly using a few AI tools. This is what's replacing jobs. This is why people are struggling. I also want to say most of your viewers are probably U.S. American. What happens in the month of April? Taxes. Taxes are being filed. So, I mean, it's not rocket science putting these predictions together in the month of April, right?
Land on your feet. There is this interconnected system in which the follies of the Great Depression will not play out, because I'm hearing there are systems in place to prevent that from happening. I also hear there might be a reprise of universal basic income, which ultimately is one of the goals of the individuals, the collective. I'm hearing status quo, that there is sort of this desire of allowing people to be on this universal basic income, but this will happen, I'm hearing, in certain places of Europe before that hits North America.
Yeah, no, this is incorrect. It's already happening. It's happened in certain parts of Austin and Texas for sure, people being on universal income. So this is the entire 2030 NWO agenda for people to know. Like, if she's promoting universal basic income, which I'm thinking she's for it, just seeing from her small post here, or she's not aware of the dangers of it. Once they have you on universal basic income, they can do whatever they want with you. You're in the social credit score system. You're under their control. And so this is not a good thing. Universal basic income is not a good thing. And it seems she's blissfully unaware of a lot of these things. So it's so astonishing how these people even exist. But here we are, we get to review this type of stuff just to make people aware of it, I guess.
And it will come at a significant cost. So, sorry.
She didn't like that. Look at her. Yeah, of course it comes at a cost, because anything that's free or anything that you receive, there's conditions attached to it. That's not rocket science either. But I think it's going to roll out, not just in Europe first or America. It's already rolled out in America. She just doesn't know this yet. And I'm surprised that the entities aren't telling her this either. Don't you hate the ads? I hate the ads so much. Let's listen to her coughing.
It is really important for you to understand that you are a vessel of light and that you receive downloads about how to pivot your life. Please understand, those downloads are working to save you from places of pain and places of destitution. So if you have a sudden wild idea to start a sugar cookie company from your kitchen, and you have the means to start that small bakery, I would encourage you to do that. I guess that's a specific message for somebody. I don't know. That's so specific.
It's mind-blowing.
Oh, and I also see more people starting their own micro business, such as being an accountant, a bookkeeper, people that are offering educational courses, teachers that can supplement students with supportive, what is that called? Where people you would come to you after class and you would help.
Yeah, like tutors or something. So this has been going on for 5 years already. I don't know where this woman has lived, maybe underneath a rock, but there's nothing new here. This is what I'm saying. Like, if there's like something mind-blowingly new, but there's not. And so it's just always so astonishing how people are still watching this, but also it's astonishing how this is still blowing up nowadays,
Sorry, I'm in the channel and I can't think what that is, where you would be coaching somebody on homework. Sorry. I also just want to say that it will also be very important for many people to spend more time outside, whether it's sitting on a balcony, sitting on a front stoop, if you're in an urban setting, or making sure that if you have the opportunity to get into nature, that will be rejuvenating. And I also am being seen, I'm being shown grounding by a place.
I was about to say, she's probably going to say grounding because they all say that. Yeah, okay, so it's April, it's spring in the majority of the world. 87% of the world is going to be in spring right now. So yes, of course, people are going to want to go outside and enjoy the spring blooms, everything. That is very natural.
Seeing your feet directly on the earth and discharging a lot of the tension in your body. So this is a month that there are critical ways in which we are transforming, but it is also a critical month in terms of using our light, our voice, our bodies to build the world we want to live in, and to not be.
So this is how you build the world you want to live in, through your voice, your light, and your bodies. Very specific instructions. So any ideas on how exactly to do that? No? Okay. Gotcha.
Be dominated or domineered and corralled through fear into living a way that we do not want.
It's always the fear. They like to mention fear recently. It's like it's fear. There's something about fear. But I mean, technically, her message says it's like empty, right? There's nothing here.
The power is ours. The power is yours. The power is now. So make sure you understand that prayers are absolutely necessary for the month of April to avoid any
prayers. So I'm not sure if she's like a mix between religious and New Age. Could be. We don't know.
Type of incident from happening in the world. And with that, may you be blessed, may you be healed, may you be experiencing levels of clarity, and may your heart open up into higher level.
I feel she's putting like a curse on everyone with the last few sentences. I'm not going to play the last few sentences. You get the idea. Comment below if you have anything to add to it. Like, this is pretty much all I have to add to it. And we see the deception very clearly, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next one. If we run across another deception video, we'll dissect that through.